Aurélien Tchouaméni. I wonder if I said that right. Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome on back to Football Therapy with me, yours Jan. I do hope you lot are all doing well today, friends. I really do hope that. Welcome on back to Chelsea News, the daily series here, of course, where I see what's being said about the Chelsea all over the media, giving you my opinion, but more importantly, asking for yours. The transfer market is still indeed open, dear boys and girls, and we're going to be talking about potential incomings and outcomings. Emerson Palmieri potentially on loan to Lyon, medical today, and Chelsea reportedly joined the race for Tchouaméni, the Monaco midfielder who seemingly everybody wants. We'll be citing an article from the Daily Express regarding that. If you do dig daily content, consider subscribing to this channel if you fancy it, friends, because a lot of you aren't subscribed. So consider pressing that little button, please. And if you want to help me out, consider liking the video. Nice one. Alright then, let's get into it. I'm not going to cite an article for this particular story, but Emerson Palmieri has reportedly touched down in Lyon for a season-long loan from the Chelsea. Now, Emerson's an interesting one. Of course, this is generally good news because Chelsea's squad is so ridiculously bloated that carving off players here and there can only be seen as a positive thing. Now, if we talk about left wing backs, ultimately moving forwards, Ben Chilwell should still remain Chelsea's first choice. Started the Champions League final. Tuchel obviously trusts him. Hasn't played yet, but I think that's largely down to fitness and the fact how he hasn't played any football. Marcus Alonso came in. He's actually looked really, really good. I'm always second guessing myself about Alonso because now and again he drops an absolute blinder. Now and again he looks like he hasn't got a turning circle and you think, oh, this guy is just a striker playing at left back and he's got no mobility. But now and again he looks superb and you go, yeah, really good. Nice one, Marcos. Runs down the wing for me and all that luck. So that's Alonso and Chilwell. That leaves you with Emerson. But actually Thomas Tuchel has used Emerson Palmieri in sort of drips and drabs, but he's used him as a left centre-back a lot, and as a left winger, maybe even a right winger at times. Not really as a left wing-back, maybe a couple of times. Emerson is rated though. Remember, it's hard to remember, but he was very, very good at the end of Maurizio Sarri's reign at Chelsea when we won the Europa League. He took over from Alonso and he was incredibly dynamic down that left flank with Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Eden Hazard. And indeed, he started as like Chelsea's best player under Frank Lampard's reign in his first year. People don't want to remember that because it's a peculiar and obscure statistic. But if you look at his metrics, he was like the highest ranked Chelsea player. He started on flames and then just fizzled out into nothingness. In fact, it's a really weird situation and a weird story because no one even questioned that he was like out of form when he was gone. It was almost like someone cast a spell on like the collective Chelsea fan base and we forgot that he was playing really well and then forgot he was like a Chelsea player generally. Do you know what I mean? But Emerson has just started the semi-final and the final to the Euro 2020 championship, winning of course with Italy and, you know, putting in decent performances. He is utilised by Tuchel here and there. He is a European champion. He's a rated player to some degree, so Lyon will, you know, think they're getting a really good situation there with loaning Emerson Palmieri. Chelsea probably could have done with flogging him while his stock's quite high. Still, Lyon is a high-profile club. If he plays there all season and does well, you know, Chelsea will be in business. Cool, so Emerson joins the likes of Michy Batshuayi getting confirmed as a Besiktas striker, Tamuri Bakayoko seemingly close to a loan deal himself. Of course, I'll keep you posted as all these deals are confirmed, so keep it locked here, my friends, to Football Therapy. Salut tout le monde, voilà, sorry for interrupting this situation. Speaking French in a striped top, that's just so cliché, isn't it? Alors, je continuais avec mon interruption. Yes, I've done this before, I'm doing it again now. Just as I've exported and about to upload, there's been an update from Fabrizio Romano on Aurélien Tchouaméni. I'm just going to read it out to you now. A tweet. Manchester United currently not working to sign Tchouaméni from Monaco this summer. No talks or direct contacts as of now. Same for Tolisso. So I just wanted to drop that in. This video I talk about Tchouaméni to Chelsea. It's still all completely relevant, but I do mention Man United are in for the player as well, because at the time of recording, it was being reported they are. So watch this video, continue to watch this video, be happy knowing that Chelsea are perhaps the only team in talks for this sensational midfielder, and enjoy it. Alright, peace. Right, let's move on to the next story of today's video and talk about Tchouaméni. That's right, the young Monaco midfielder who looks like an absolute player. Can play as a CDM or indeed just a general midfielder. Quite small in stature, but I believe he won Ligue 1's Player of the Season or Young Player of the Season. Really highly rated. Obviously you got people like Cesc Fabregas waxing lyrical about the young midfielder. And a lot of football hipsters and football nerds really like the look of this player. Chelsea, of course, are in the market for a central midfielder, and with the emergence of Trevor Chalobah, some people are speculating that a midfielder is now a bigger priority than a centre-back. Speculation, of course. Before we cite this article from the Daily Express to give you guys some information on this transfer saga with the player Man United and Chelsea, let's quickly have a look at the player's player data card from Transfermarkt. As you can see on the right hand side, positionally can play in central midfield or CDM, a most appropriate player for Thomas Tuchel's double six. As you can see by his value, it's sky high at £27 million, but you can imagine he would cost more than that in a transfer, probably. His contract expires in 2 years' time, so he still retains value. I think he's reluctant to sign a new deal, so it would be in Monaco's best interest to sell the midfielder this summer. At just 21 years old, the right-footed midfield man looks like a top acquisition. Mais qu'est-ce que c'est la situation maintenant avec Chelsea, avec Manchester United? Écoute-moi. I'm gonna tell you. Let's jump into the article now from the Daily Express to gain further context. Chelsea have reportedly held fresh talks with the entourage of Monaco midfielder Aurélien Tchouaméni as they look to beat Manchester United to a transfer. The highly rated 21-year-old prospect was the subject of interest from the European champions earlier this year, but the Blues have instead prioritised the signing of a striker and centre-back. Tchouaméni was among the best midfielders in Ligue 1 last season, having enjoyed a stellar breakthrough campaign under Niko Kovac. So at this point, yes, he's played really well. Everyone really wants him, loads of people are interested. The two big clubs, as per the norm lately, are Manchester United and Chelsea, duking it out for the young midfielder. Monaco have a track record of selling their brightest talents, and United are in particular no stranger to that, having signed Anthony Martial from the Ligue 1 club in 2015. Yeah, for a lot of money as well, around £50 million all in, and there's a Ballon d'Or clause. Ha! Earlier this week, reports emerged claiming that United have held talks with Tchouaméni's agent as the club target a new defensive midfielder. However, Chelsea insider Simon Phillips now claims the Blues have responded quickly by holding fresh discussions with the players' representatives. Shout out my man Si Phillips. He tweeted, "Hearing Chelsea have held fresh talks with Tchouaméni reps, some big decisions to make in the final stages of the window. While another midfielder is not essential for Tuchel, he would be open to adding another fine young player to his squad at the right price. It's understood would cost in the region of £34 million, with Monaco hopeful of keeping him for at least another season. United are actively looking at another defensive midfielder though, and are still hopeful they can add one to their squad if they raise the cash through player sales." Interesting, I actually heard that because he's not going to sign a new deal, Monaco would be interested in selling him this summer because they can make a decent amount of money. As you can hear there, £34 million is a decent sum of money for Monaco in this depressed market at the moment. Obviously, when he goes down to just 12 months left on his deal, you would imagine that would be a lot less. So if Monaco have got anything about them, they need to make moves now. So let's talk about this transfer battle between Manchester United and Chelsea Football Club. Of course, both generally have allure as they're a big, step up from Monaco for the young player. Chelsea, of course, champions of Europe, could be challenging for the Premier League title. But then again, Manchester United, obviously a big club, prestige, also a Champions League team, and they're building an excellent team there. He could play in the midfield alongside Paul Pogba, at least for a season, and Bruno Fernandes. I'm pretty sure he'd go to either, provided a deal could be struck with Chelsea and Monaco, or United and Monaco. Realistically, in isolation, if you look at both teams, he's probably needed more at Manchester United because they really need that lone CDM to make them that sort of top-tier team. Chelsea are a top-tier team at the moment, and they have 3 top-tier midfielders that can play a 6 role, of course, in Jorginho, Kovacic, and N'Golo Kante. But if they are to challenge for absolutely everything, they need that top-tier 4th choice rotational player. There is some speculation that Thomas Tuchel might look within. You know, who knows? We might start the season with Trevor Chalobah as an actual player moving forwards after the window closes, I mean. And there might be another player emerging into midfield who plays a rotational role as well. Who knows, the likes of Ethan Ampadu playing as one of the double sixes. It's all a possibility at the moment. One thing we know is Man United spend a lot of money, and generally they will pay a lot of money for players and pay a lot of money in wages. So Chelsea need to be careful they don't get in a, you know, unnecessary bidding war. But if they really want the player, Chelsea should be able to go and get him because they're already in the plus if they make a couple of more sales or if the Kennedy deal gets over the line. Chelsea have already made over £100 million in the transfer market in terms of sales, which leaves them a few million plus after the titanic purchase of record signing Romelu Lukaku. So it's exciting, it's a great player. If he's added to the team, I think pretty much that would be a universally accepted transfer for the fan base. I mean, loads of people understandably want Declan Rice. I would like a Declan Rice. I think he's an excellent proven player. But if you throw me this wonder kid from the continent who's seemingly very, very good, I'm not going to grumble. I would also be very, very happy. Hey, I'm easy to please, right? Anyway, what do you guys think? Let's start up a conversation down in the comment section below. Drop a like on the video to show your sweet, loving support, my dear, sweet friends. Consider subscribing if you're new. And I would like to plug my second channel, Football Yannick. There's always, of course, a link down in the description for you to click and go check out my other channel, where I talk all things football generally, and not just Chelsea in isolation. So a lot of you might like that. And I'm getting a new camera set up for my desk. Oh, that's exciting. Should be set up today, so do go subscribe by clicking the link in the description. Alright, I've kept you for enough time. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.